Tonight on Matters Arising, we are going to be talking about this very important issue. Sorry, we had a breakdown in transmission. I believe that we're going to get back again. Tonight on Matters Arising, we are going to be talking about very important issue that everyone needs to listen and, take note of. It is extremely important you join us as we deliberate on this matter. It is extremely important to all Biafra agitators, all Oduduwa agitators, and other agitators in Nigeria. The advice that came in through Professor Banji Akintoye, if I'm not mistaken, he made a very important statement addressing the Oduduwa nation agitators. You need to listen to it and how it applies to the Biafran agitators. It is extremely important you understand this very issue. Very, very important, and you will have to listen to it very briefly while, when I come back, we open up the lines and go into the conversation. Get ready to be part of this conversation by calling these numbers you see right here, +23481045455 533, +234810455 533. You can call it through direct line or you call through WhatsApp. So let us hit the ground running as we listen to Professor Banji. I'll be right back.
Bola Tinubu is struggling to become president of Nigeria. There's nothing wrong with that. But we do not, because of him, collapse our struggle for the Yoruba nation. Just as we cannot ask him to collapse his own campaign for the Yoruba nation. So we have here two parallel lines in the same country, among the same people. What we who are, because this is an intellectually very strong movement, what we who are handling the Yoruba self-determination struggle must do is to be, as I said, thoughtful, competent, and proper in the way we handle matters. We don't believe we will be in Nigeria in 2023. And by the grace of God, we are not going to be in Nigeria in 2023. So we don't hurt our brother who wants to be president of Nigeria, and he must not try to hurt us. We won't try to hurt him. We have developed very sophisticated ways of getting messages to our youth across the Yoruba land. If they are going on a rally, they have a blueprint in their mind. If the police say, don't stand where you are standing, don't do your rally there, leave the place. The police are not our enemies. They are young men like us who are looking for jobs and who got the job of policemen. They have nothing against us and we have nothing against them. So don't ever fight the police, and you will never find Yoruba boys fighting the police or the military. We have educated our young people that much. So the same thing with our brethren who want to become one thing or other through election in Nigeria in 2023. The boys who want Yoruba self-determination movement will never hurt the campaign of this, our kinsmen. So what we are asking for is that the campaigns of these our kinsmen must not attempt to hold the Yoruba self-determination struggle. The two streams must flow freely. The two streams must flow freely, and leave it to our people to decide. That's all.
You're welcome back again. This is still BVI Channel 1 Matters on Rising. I'm Asun Chinedu Peters, and we are deliberating on the Oduduwa/Biafra agitation and 2023 general election. And our point of departure is what we've just heard. This father, a very respected leader of the Oduduwa agitation for self-determination, he said it exactly the way it is. We are going to be listening through his advice on the course of this program in case of those who will be joining later. But for those of you who are here already, we are going to be deliberating on some key issues with respect to this clamor for no election and the rest of them. We are going to be taking a look at some important questions that needed to be asked and answered. We're going to review those who are agitating for self-determination. Does this stop anyone from voting in the next 2023 general election? And those who clamor to stop others from voting, on how should we classify those people? Are they enemies of the people? Let your voice be heard by calling the numbers you're seeing on the screen, +23481045533 to make your submission. We're going to take the advice this respected father have just relayed to all agitators of Oduduwa Kingdom, Oduduwa Nation, for self-determination. Like I said, the right to self-determination is an inherent right, inalienable right of anyone, and it is not a crime to demand for independence. It is not a crime to agitate for self-determination. It is not a crime. And I kept saying it, and I'm about the only bold person living in Biafran land saying it the way it is. I am a Biafran. I am an indigenous person of Biafra. In fact, the video you will be watching after this live broadcast, I intended to publish it before this broadcast, but a whole lot of things made it quite difficult for me to publish it. But as soon as this live broadcast ends, I'm going to publish it. You will listen to what the former president of Nigeria said. I'm talking about Goodluck Jonathan. And my response and reaction to what he said there. It is extremely important you listen and watch that video. Because when we look at ourselves in Nigeria today, we seem to be deceiving ourselves. We seem to be living in self-deceit. Okay? Now, the question now boils down on the way forward, the solution. We've not opened up the lines yet. We will open up the lines very soon after this short brief analysis. Okay? The callers, please hang on. Now, what this father enumerated in his position, what he said in his position with respect to the advice he gave to Oduduwa agitators, from the fact that their agitation do not stop their son, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, from contesting and campaigning to become Nigeria president. And like he said very clearly, that they will not stand in his way. They will not try to stop him as much as he doesn't try to stop them. It is very, very important. It is extremely very important to highlight on that. It's very important. And we're going to reflect on how it affects the Biafra people, the agitators for self-determination. It is very important. He also made it clear that he had stated and advised the agitators not to confront or attack any Nigerian security operatives specifically. That they are just people like you who are out there looking for jobs and they got the job of the police. You heard him say that. They are not your enemies. They are not the ones stopping you from getting your freedom. Who then are stopping the people from getting their freedom? It is those in power. Those in power, your political class, who don't give a damn about your agitation, because they are benefiting from the impunity of this country. They are benefiting from the status quo they have already established to keep the people down. They are the new colonizers. They are the new colonial masters colonizing Nigerians in Nigeria. So they are your trouble, and the only way to hit at them is to remove them from political power. Probably have people who understand your aspiration, who are committed to solve the problem of Nigeria once and for all. And I have already made my stand very clear. If you watch the video, which I'll be publishing, my reaction and response to Goodluck Jonathan, you will get the clear state of true situation of things in Nigeria and the only way out. There is no two ways about it. It doesn't matter who is the president. What matters is the man or the person that has the political will to do the right thing, which is to restructure this country back to regional government. That alone is a start point for self-determination. That alone is an incubator for right to self-determination to get to its destination anyone ever desires. And I can tell you, both politicians from the east, politicians from the north, politicians from the west and south, they are all together to ensure they keep this enterprise the way it is. All the political class that have governed this country or have supervised the affairs of this country since 1999, majority of them are committed to keeping Nigeria the way it is because they are beneficiaries from the corruption, from the impunity, from the subjugation this country have brought upon the ordinary people. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. Every Nigerian is a victim of this country. But nevertheless, having stated that, what is the way forward? That's exactly what our father here, a well-respected Yoruba leader, have said. They are running a parallel system. And I can tell you, the wisest people in Nigeria are the northerners. Those you consider nomads. The Fulanis, as some of you may call them. The Hausa Fulanis, as some of you may call them. They have established a parallel system and they stick to it. The Sharia government. They operate it. They have their police. They have their laws. They implement it. Nobody questions them. That is their indigenous administrative system, in case you don't know. They are governed by Sharia code. That is their constitutional or indigenous constitutional laws or customary laws. Then what have you from the south? What have you established? That is the question. I remember when the Biafra people wanted to set up customary government of indigenous people of Biafra. It is even the Biafra agitators that brought that system down up to today. It is even the Biafran agitators that came together to frustrate that effort of the elders that were speaking like this Yoruba elder. Trying to galvanize, trying to advise, trying to, harness the movement to get to its final destination. A system where you don't have an elder to guide, to advise, definitely the youth will make not just mistakes but commit blunders. And I thank him for coming out, reaching out to their people, to their youth, informing them, advising them, and they are obeying their fathers. I just hope our people, the young enthusiasts of Biafra agitation, will start listening to their elders, not the corrupt political class. Oh, they are not the kind of elders I'm talking about. I'm talking about the elders, like those who have gone before us. People like Dr. Jose Kedife, people like Brigadier General Joe Achuzie, people like retired Chief Justice Zozobo. These are the kind of people who are bold enough to speak the truth to the faces of the oppressors for the liberation of the Biafran people, but through the due process of law. You heard him say that you don't need to break Nigerian law. You don't need to start attacking security operatives in the name of agitating for freedom. They are not your enemies. Your enemies are your political class. Your enemies are your political class that let them loose on you or against you. That use some of these people against you. That's why I keep agitating that you must follow the political process as one of the most vital way for your self-determination. Because independent agitation is a political process. It doesn't matter whether you say you are not interested in Nigerian election or not. It doesn't matter. It is your right to say, I keep away, I'm not interested to vote. But you don't need to complain when things go wrong. You don't need to complain when the wrong people get into power. And that is the position. That is the truth. And that is what I'm telling all our viewers as you're listening to the sound of my voice anywhere you are around the world. It is time for us to come back, think, re-strategize, and move forward. Than just shouting, lamenting, and at the end of the day, we kept going merry-go-round. We keep moving without progress. And that is the true situation of things. I can only tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. If it is not the truth, you will not get it from this platform. You will not hear it from this platform. It is about time our people start living above sentiment, living above emotion, and start thinking critically, taking critical steps towards self-determination. And it starts with political liberation from your corrupt political class that made your lives miserable, that continue to truncate the process for your freedom. And that is what I think everyone should be mindful of. In case you're just joining us, we are on Matters Rising, and this is a live interactive section. You can hit the numbers on the screen now. The lines are open. You can call in to make your submission. But for benefit of those who do not know where we are coming from, I want you to listen once more to Pa Banji. Professor, I'll be right back.
Bola Tinubu is struggling to become president of Nigeria. There's nothing wrong with that. But we do not, because of him, collapse our struggle for the Yoruba nation. Just as we cannot ask him to collapse his own campaign for the Yoruba nation. So we have here two parallel lines in the same country, among the same people. What we who are, because this is an intellectually very strong movement, what we who are handling the Yoruba self-determination struggle must do is to be, as I said, thoughtful, competent, and proper in the way we handle matters. We don't believe we will be in Nigeria in 2023. And by the grace of God, we are not going to be in Nigeria in 2023. So we don't hurt our brother who wants to be president of Nigeria, and he must not try to hurt us. We won't try to hurt him. We have developed very sophisticated ways of getting messages to our youth across the Yoruba land. If they are going on a rally, they have a blueprint in their mind. If the police say, don't stand where you are standing, don't do your rally there, leave the place. The police are not our enemies. They are young men like us who are looking for jobs and who got the job of policemen. They have nothing against us and we have nothing against them. So don't ever fight the police, and you will never find Yoruba boys fighting the police or the military. We have educated our young people that much. So the same thing with our brethren who want to become one thing or other through election in Nigeria in 2023. The boys who want Yoruba self-determination movement will never hurt the campaign of this, our kinsmen. So what we are asking for is that the campaigns of these our kinsmen must not attempt to hold the Yoruba self-determination struggle. The two streams must flow freely. The two streams must flow freely, and leave it to our people to decide. That's all.
You're welcome back again. This is still Matters Rising, and I'm Asuntado Peters, your host. We just had Professor Banji address important information that everyone needed to be part of. And I had with me here in the studio via visually through WhatsApp, Ndubisi and Enugu joining me from Oka. Hello, Ndubisi and Enugu, you're right there. Good evening. Welcome to the program.
Hello, good evening, Chinedu, and good evening to our viewers all over the world.
All right, Ndubisi, give us your overview with respect to what Professor Banji just stated and how it affects or reflects the Biafran people.
Thank you, Chinedu, and thank you for the good job you have been doing for our people. Yes, I listened carefully to the advice given to the Yoruba people by their elder, Professor Akintoye. When you see or when you listen to an elder speak, it is full of wisdom. His position that self-determination struggle is a political struggle and their fundamental human right is quite in order. And according to him, they will not disturb anybody gunning for the office of Nigerian president. He said that it is the fundamental human right of Tinubu to aspire to be the president of Nigeria, that there is nothing wrong with that. Again, there is nothing wrong with them on the other camp to desire to have an Oduduwa nation. These things are democratic process. It's a political process. You cannot secure freedom by war in 21st century. You secure it through negotiation, through bargaining, through diplomacy, through international contact and networking. In fact, diplomacy. So what Professor Akintoye is advising the Yorubas is what late Dr. Dozie Ikediife has been crying and begging our people to follow due process of law. The fact that you desire Biafra doesn't mean that you go about abusing people, insulting everybody. The fact that you desire Biafra doesn't mean that you will kill police people, kill army. It doesn't mean that you should be more agitated than even some of us down here in the villages. So what the man said is purely what Dr. Dozie Ikedife stood for when he was alive. And throughout the period he was there, for those of us that operated under him, nobody was arrested, Chinedu. Nobody was harassed by policemen. Nobody was even invited by DSS. They all knew that what the man then was doing was in line with the law of the land. So I quite agree with Professor Akintayo that nobody should bother anybody for agitating for Oduduwa nation, and those of them agitating for Oduduwa nation will not also disturb the people campaigning to be president of Nigeria. Both of them should not meet. That is my opinion.
Now, NDBC, are you worried because you were part of the agitation from day one for self-determination, the formation, indigenous people of Biafra, the Council of Elders, and the rest of them? Are you worried about the departure from intellectual engagement to what is obtainable now? Do you see a deviation from that process, from that proceeding, having intellectual content within the struggle for self-determination of Biafran people? Is there still trace of that now, according to your own observation?
Yeah, Chinedu, thank you for the question. I am greatly worried. I am worried because when we were talking, when we were still at the start, advising and encouraging our people to follow through the process of law, many people, including the so-called educated class, thought otherwise. Then they were thinking that we were wasting our time, that the shortest way or means to secure freedom is to provoke federal government, provoke them. And when you provoke them, international community will come to your assistance, But clearly, of course, I saw that thing going as far back as 2012. I saw it that if you provoke federal government, if you create an atmosphere of fear, if you try to stigmatize the brand called Biafra, those of us who believed in the principle of self-determination, who believe in economic, political, cultural, and spiritual freedom for our people, will not have any headway. I kept on preaching that, but of course, it's only few people that understood what I was saying then. Majority of our people were following those who promised them heaven and earth, promised them that Biafra will fall from heaven like manna. Today, I am afraid that even my humble self, I am not proud enough to identify with any struggle, any Biafran struggle in public. That is why I have chosen to go the way of good governance ministry. That is why I believe that for now, we have to do one thing: secure our land first. Maka na ndị Igbo si na a na-azụtagodo ana before azọwa ụta. Because I've seen that much damage, much lies, blackmail, propaganda, much damage have been done to the Biafran brand. Do you know today I was somewhere eating. One man told me that Biafran soldiers, Israeli government is training about 10,000 Biafran soldiers and that once these guys are done, Nigeria government cannot withstand Biafran people.
Hey.
The man went as far today, Chide, I'm telling you today, just today. He went as far as telling me that P2B is trying to stop Biafra from coming. That that Biafra is almost close. That that those of us supporting P2B, the implication is that UN or advanced country will see us as people that are not serious.
Can you imagine?
That we should insist that we want Biafra. You know, if you see the way the man was talking, meanwhile he didn't know me as a person. He didn't know the sacrifice. He didn't know how far I've gone in the struggle. I quietly kept quiet, and when I had space to advise him, I told him that self-determination or securing their nation, that UN or whatever country or Israel do not care a hoot about you. That the world power, as everybody is selfish, they are only interested in their resources. That in Igbo, ị ga-enyegodulu onwe gị aka before mmadụ enyelu gị aka. I now asked him that this place we are sitting, all these big structures you are seeing around here, how many of them can even bring 10,000 naira to support Biafra? So, but most of them have been brainwashed. You know, they listen to certain radio stations every evening. Certain radio station will keep on promising them that international community is coming next year to restore Biafra for them. There no need of supporting P2B. So, Chinedu, in conclusion and in summary, what I'm saying is that what the Yorubas are doing, these guys are smart, and Professor Akintoye cannot lie. He can only tell the people the truth and nothing but the truth. And you can notice, you can confirm it from his voice that this is a word coming from an elder. And this is the wisdom. Elders are noted for their sense of wisdom. But can you say the same thing? Can you say the same thing with Biafran side? How many of our elders are supporting Biafran agitators in public? Or instead of just using them as a bait to go and negotiate for contracts in Abuja? How many of the elders, since Dr. Dozie Ikedife died, or since Colonel General Achuzie died, how many of them can come in public to say, these guys are my son, leave them, they are with me? Nobody. I can't see anybody around Igbo.
I think I can see one. I can see one actually. At least I can see Professor Ozodin Manwala, the president of the Igbo Development Foundation. He's one of the
No, Chinedu, Uzodinma is not an agitator. Uzodinma is an Igbo elder. Is he talking
leader.
about?
I'm talking about Igbo leaders.
Biafran independence.
Igbo elders.
Is Professor Mwala talking about Biafran independence?
No, it's not about Biafran independence. I'm talking about Igbo elders.
No, I'm talking of elders like Ikedife.
Okay, the Biafra agitators, the front burner agitators. Okay, go on. You are correct.
Ikedife was known to be a Biafran elder. Of course, I was with him when police commissioner visited him. He was there answering Spring Council of Elders of Indigenous People of Biafra. Of course, Uzodin Manwala is president of Igbo Development Foundation. Yeah. Uzodin Manwala is not president of Biafran Group. He's not a pro-Biafran elder.
Yeah.
But Dr. Ikedife is a pro-Biafran elder.
Yeah. Go on.
Achifia is a pro-Biafran elder. Tell me any other Igbo elder in that category or class that can boldly come out and say that I am an
Truly, there is
Biafran,
none. I've been shaking through
Biafran agitator.
my head, including some of them that are left. You know, during that time, you and I, we are part of those that are very close to the Council of Elders. Talking about Debo Juku, talking about Ikedife, how to say, retired Justice Ozobo. We also have other ones that are still alive. I think one or two of them. But I've not seen them lately, you know, actively voicing out the opinion with respect to Biafra agitation, trying to direct the people or steer the ship, since their senior colleagues have gone before them. Actually, you're correct, absolutely correct on that. I agree with you.
Have you seen someone like Prophet Osuagu issuing the son of Vanguard defending Biafra people as a pro-Biafran?
But don't you think that to a large extent, some of these elders will come up to say, we tried to call them to advise them, they are not listening, what can we do, and the rest of them?
That is the case, and that is why somebody like me, I withdraw from any support, and I am now an ambassador of good governance, because those guys there are not doing the right thing. What I can see there is full of lies and blackmail and propaganda. Until they put their house in order, nobody will take them serious.
Are you no longer a Biafran?
Of course, I'm a Biafran, but there is difference between being a Biafra and being a Biafran agitator. I am a Biafran because my indigenous identity is a Biafran, and I have no apology to give to anybody for saying that. But what I'm saying is that the manner and the way at which people are going about the Biafran agitation is not acceptable to me, and I would not want to be identified with such. Have I made myself clear, Chinedu?
Yes, you have made yourself very clear. You have made yourself very clear to the point that people will know your position, that actually the things have really gone astray. Honestly, coming from where we started this whole thing, the Biafran agitation, the intellectual content, due process of law, which is available for the Biafran people to run. You remember the template to have a customary government of indigenous people of Biafra to run in parallel line, just as much as the Northerners doing theirs. They have their Sharia government running parallel with Nigerian government, and they've established a system well organized for themselves, whereas other people are shouting up and down. They're already running a government, and that is exactly what the Council of Elders wanted to put together for the Biafran people. But outside the young agitators who are so enthusiastic, who at a point derailed and started following propagandas and lies, believing that the process the elders are following will take them years to come for Biafra to be actualized. People were promised in 2014 that by January 2014, Nigeria is gone, you wake up and you see Biafra. And up till then, every year you keep hearing one promise or the other. Biafra will come, Biafra is coming next year, UN is coming this year, Russia is loading their weapon. And one bad thing about this whole thing is that people anchor Biafra agitation as to war. It is either war or nothing, as if that is the only way to achieve the freedom we seek. We have fought a war. To be honest with you, we've gone around, I've made my own documentary several times, I've spoken among our people on the streets. Everybody believes that we don't want war again, but we want our freedom. Then outside war, what other available means can you get your freedom, if not through the political process? And that is exactly why we started focusing more energy on directing the Biafra struggle towards political process, where the Biafran enthusiasts, Biafra agitators can start becoming governors, senators, House of Rep members, your chairman in the local government, down to your ward. When Biafra people occupy these places, that is the time you can truly say you have begun your agitation for self-determination. Today I see people celebrate Catalonians. But they don't want to do what the Catalonians did. People are celebrating Scotland, but they don't want to do what Scottish people did. Even the people very close to us, Sudan, Southern Sudan, after fighting so many years of war, they went into political negotiation. They went into political process. They were able to control their resources. They were able to control their land through those who are agitating for their independence. But the Biafra people say no, they are not interested. That is the problem. And now, it now moved further to the point where people now start engaging in criminality in the name of Biafra. That is the height of it. That is the height of it. And some people are not bold enough to address this issue. Everybody is afraid. But we are dying every day. We are dying every day. In Nigeria, we are dying. In Biafra land, we are dying. So somebody must speak the truth. Is it not better you speak the truth and die than to keep quiet and stay die? Our people must rise up to this occasion. Our people must rise up to this occasion and we'll stop deceiving ourselves. If we don't want to be free, it is quite understandable. Everybody just to yourself. Whatever we see, we take. But if we say we want freedom, it is high time we start doing things the right way. I kept saying until the Biafran people, the Biafran enthusiasts, if we actually know we have what it takes to govern our homeland and make it a better place from what you are seeing in Nigeria today, then we need to start exhibiting that character now. Because the character we are seeing so far, to be honest with you, is totally unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. We are just deceiving ourselves. That is the true position of things. And people must understand this. There is no two ways about it. I'm a Biafran. From the core. I will continue being a Biafran agitator. Even my brother saying that he's not an agitator. I am an agitator. I want the freedom of my people. But I can't get that freedom through lies, through propagandas, through setting up some criminal cells to carry out criminality in the name of fighting for freedom. Many souls have been lost in the process. Where have we been? Where have we gone to? Where have they landed us to? We are rendering our land desolate. Our land is being destroyed. Instead of rebuilding our homeland, we are tearing apart the little thing we are able to build from the ashes of the Biafra genocide war. We can't allow that to continue, my people. It is high time we tell ourselves the truth. It is high time we tell ourselves the truth. We paused our economic project, the agricultural revolution. Why? Because nowhere is safe anymore. Nowhere is safe anymore. You cannot go to the farmland these days. You cannot. Why? How? How did we get to this point? Because we are lying to ourselves. It is time for us to speak up. It is time for us to come up and say enough is enough. No more lies, no more propagandas. It is time for us to tell ourselves the truth. The truth remains until the Biafran people, just like we have the Yorubas doing the very wonderful work for themselves. They are not tearing down Lagos State. They are not destroying Ibadan. They are not killing themselves. But rather, they are, having their elders directing them on the path. You see how they set up their regional security. Omotekun. We started the advocate and set up the template before the Yorubas. They copied us. Today, look at what is happening in Yoruba land. Can we say of that from the southeast, the core Biafra territory, the Yoruba land particularly, before you start extending to other places that are part of the Biafra territory? Can we say of that? That is because you have the worst of you as the political leaders. They don't care about you. And when we tell the Biafra people, it is time for us to come together and take on a very important step to get ourselves free. You see them junketing, eulogizing, and praising Otam of Benue State of what he's doing, but they refuse to produce the kind of governors that are like Otam in Igbo land or in Biafran land. They refuse. They tell you they are not interested. They will go further to truncate the process. And at the end of the day, political jobbers, the real saboteurs of your freedom, will become your governors, we become your senators, we become your House of Rep members, and they will go to Abuja and keep sharing your destiny. There is no two ways about it. There is no two ways about it. Tomorrow you start shouting, hey, fulanization, and the rest of them. But you refuse to follow the political process or even diplomatic. The point is that we have everything that we need. There is no two ways about it. Okay? There is no two ways about it. Okay, for instance, when people will now come up and say, hey, you are now, NDBC, it is because of BVI Channel 1 and myself and what we are doing that the APC leadership came up with this narrative that it is the Biafra people that are supporting P2B and the rest of them. Even P2B, I'm very sure he is trying everything possible to avoid me. I don't even need him around. But we say the truth the way it is. The reason we are supporting him is not because he's an Igbo man. The reason we are supporting him, and that is not because both of them are the angels we have in Nigeria, but they are the best option outside APC and PDP, especially APC, who made it clear that they are not interested in the freedom of Nigerian people. Shetima said it very clearly and boldly that he's not interested. He said it clear, explicitly clear. To hell with restructuring. Do you know what restructuring means? To people like us, restructuring means returning Nigeria back to regional government. Restructuring Nigeria back the way it were in the First Republic. Listen to the video I'll be publishing late tonight. Listen to it, watch it. It may open your eyes and your thinking faculty. That is the truth. There is no two ways about it. I am a Biafran and I'm living inside Biafran land. I'm not talking to you from America or from Europe or from Asia. I am talking to you right from Biafran land. I am a Biafran. I am an indigenous person of Biafra, and there is no two ways about it, and I owe nobody any apology. But we must do the right thing. We must follow the due process of the law to achieve whatever thing we want to achieve. Not propagating lies, not hatching criminality in the name or guise for freedom fighting. It is the right of anyone, I must say, that you can choose not to participate in the election. It is your right. Nobody should force you. But it becomes a crime for you to stop other people, because even election itself is also part of the self-determination process. People want to decide who will be their leaders, and you stand in the way and say no, they will not. If you choose not to be part of it, no problem. No problem. Just keep yourself and your opinion and allow others who understands or who believes they need to be part of the process. Let me quickly take this first caller. Hello, Bishop, Lord Bishop. Good evening, sir. You're welcome to the program, sir.
God bless you, Peter Astuzu.
Good evening, sir.
Congratulations. I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you so much, sir.
The Lord will continue to protect and guide you.
Amen, sir.
BVI is going worldwide.
Thank you.
We remain obedient by the grace of God.
Thank you, sir. Sir, we are talking about very important issue. We're talking about the Biafra Oduduwa agitation for self-determination at the 2023 election. And we are drawing our activities from the advice given by the Oduduwa nation that they are agitating for their self-determination, but that will not stop them or put them in the line to stop their brothers who are vying for any political office in Nigeria. But we are seeing almost a direct opposite of that from our experience back home in Biafra territory. Please, can you give your highlight or your own advice? Because at this time, our people need an advice from elders. And we are saying right here, we've lost all the elders we have. I think you remembered Brigadier General Joe Achuzie. I met him for the first time in his house, right on the process.
That's correct. That's correct.
So we need, since they have all passed on, it seems that we are like sheep without shepherd. We need fathers, we need guidance, we need elders that are truthful, not the ones that we go to Abuja and sell their people. So if you have an advice, we want to hear it, sir.
Yeah, basically, for me, you know what I stand for from the beginning, that we need to be free. The agitation didn't start today, but the obvious truth is that we are in a position now where we think that we can breathe in some fresh air, that we enable reasonable people sit in the place of decision in this country, and we'll be able to achieve a nation that is worth the while. So for the Oduduwa people who are saying that they want their Oduduwa nation, I say good riddance, good work. If they are really serious, because long ago the Biafrans have truly started into a debate that we want a free Biafran territory. And then if Oduduwa supports it, that they want their own territory to be secured by them, just like the Biafrans, good work. I think it's not a bad one. But the most important thing for now is, as long as we are in Nigeria, we are still Nigerians. We must have to occupy viable positions to be able to make such decisions, like coming to the place of referendum, make it work as the case may be. Today, we have a candidate who is like, his admission cuts across the east, the west, the north, and the south. I think he's going to represent the entire Nigerian people to help us have a roundtable talk in the near future, if he, peradventure, he wins, and I believe he will, and we'll be able to make this decision, even if we will be one nation, but we'll return back to regional government, where all regions will have to take care of themselves, and we will have a good nation to talk about.
Yep.
I think this is my take.
Thank
where
you.
Everybody is free.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you so much, sir, your lordship. Thank you so much. It's good to hear from you again.
I appreciate you.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Now, that is coming from a Lord Bishop. Honestly, he's one of the people, very most consistent people I've ever met, and has been very supportive of this platform from day one. He got in contact with what we are doing. These are the kind of people that you should stick around with, okay? And I'll be going back again to the WhatsApp to continue my conversation with Ndubisi and Enugu. But before I continue, I would like to replay that very line where we saw a father, Professor Banji, advise the West, the Oduduwa agitators. I'll be right back after that to continue taking your calls. Just stay connected.
Bola Tinubu is struggling to become president of Nigeria. There's nothing wrong with that. But we do not, because of him, collapse our struggle for the Yoruba nation. Just as we cannot ask him to collapse his own campaign for the Yoruba nation. So we have here two parallel lines in the same country, among the same people. What we who are, because this is an intellectually very strong movement, what we who are handling the Yoruba self-determination struggle must do is to be, as I said, thoughtful, competent, and proper in the way we handle matters. We don't believe we will be in Nigeria in 2023. And by the grace of God, we are not going to be in Nigeria in 2023. So we don't hurt our brother who wants to be president of Nigeria, and he must not try to hurt us. We won't try to hurt him. We have developed very sophisticated ways of getting messages to our youth across the Yoruba land. If they are going on a rally, they have a blueprint in their mind. If the police say, don't stand where you are standing, don't do your rally there, leave the place.
Hello?
The police are not our enemies. They are young men like us who are looking for jobs and who got the job of policemen. They have nothing against us, and we have nothing against them. So don't ever fight the police. And you will never find Yoruba boys fighting the police or the military. We have educated our young people that much. So the same thing with our brethren who want to become one thing or other through election in Nigeria in 2023. The boys who want Yoruba self-determination movement will never hurt the campaign of this, our kinsmen. So what we are asking for is that the campaigns of these our kinsmen must not attempt to hold the Yoruba self-determination struggle. The two streams must flow freely. The two streams must flow freely, and leave it to our people to decide. That's all.
All right, you're welcome back again. We are still on BBI Channel 1 Matters Rising, and I just replayed that very position of Akin Boye, if I'm not mistaken. That's Professor Banji Akinboye. Now, Ndubisi, still on the discussion with respect to this very topic, the 2023 general election. I've been saying that the freedom of Nigerian people, the Biafrans, the Oduduwas, the Ariwas, depends on the next dispensation, 2023 general election. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't agree with that.
Go ahead, give us your perspective.
I do not agree with that. The freedom and economic freedom we are pursuing will continue even beyond 2023. Chinedu, the level of frustration, inequality, exploitation, extortion, corporate slavery, in fact, almost everything is wrong with Nigeria.
Now
that will not be fixed in 2023.
No, your answer shows that you don't understand the question. Let me repeat it. I said the 2023 election, I've been saying that it will mark the freedom, it will determine the freedom of Nigerian people. The Oduduwas, the Ariwas, the Biafrans, as long as you're a Nigerian, the freedom of these people depends on the 2023 general election. The outcome. Do you agree with that?
Well, I don't still agree with that. The only thing I will say that 2023 will give Nigerians opportunity. Will give Nigerians opportunity to either correct the wrong way they've been going or to continue on that journey of destruction. So you look at it from two sides. There are people who want to say that they want Nigeria to be destroyed. So they don't want anybody to come around and begin to repair the knocked engine. You know the engine have been, is knocked. It's not about to be knocked. It's knocked. And somebody is telling us that he will take it to the mechanic to be fixed or to be changed. You know, and that person is fit to be. There are some other people, some other group school of thought who will tell you that engine has knocked and should be forgotten, and we better look for another car altogether instead of trying to change the engine. So what I'm to that extent, you know, you cannot conclude by saying that the freedom Nigerians desire could be gotten in 2023, and if they don't get that opportunity, Nigeria will be destroyed. If you are saying it, some people will say, let it be destroyed.
No,
so that the four
nobody's
countries
saying nobody's
four
saying
countries will
that
come
no
out.
nobody's saying that it will be destroyed. No, but that's not
It
the
will
assertion.
be.
That's not the assertion
Then
here.
what will happen?
I said the freedom of Nigerian people, the freedom of the Oduduwas, the Arewas, the Biafrans depends on who becomes your next president. Your economic freedom, your political freedom, your social freedom, including your spiritual freedom depends on it. And that is what we're talking about. That's what I'm saying. It goes beyond 2023 general election. We have seen from 2015 till now the level of freedom Nigerian people have enjoyed under this very government. And these people we are talking about are Biafrans, they are Oduduwas, they are Arewas. When we talk about freedom, is quite different from independence. We're not talking about independence yet. We're talking about freedom of the people. There's a huge difference between freedom and independence. You can have independence and yet you are not free.
I understand, Chinedu, I don't want anybody to quote me after 2023. I don't want to commit myself to anybody.
We are not committing. I'm not committing myself to anybody. But I can tell you, it is either you just continue in your misery and your lamentation when the crop of people who do not even care if we need Nigeria crashes. I mean the political class, because they are driving Nigeria to the point where it will eventually crash and everybody will collapse with it.
Chinedu, I know we have done assessment. I know we have assessed the three people coming out, and we have chosen to be obedient to the extent that obedient will do the right thing.
Yes.
To the extent that obedient Peter Obi has met with Afenifere, and we knew what Afenifere stands for. That Afenifere stands for restructuring Nigeria, returning Nigeria back to regional government.
That is exactly what we're talking about.
And we know that Peter Obi has met with Niger Delta, the elders. He has met with Middle Belt elders.
Yeah.
And he has even also met with Igbo elders. These whole elders, including myself, Chinedu, including yourself, we've been agitating for rights, for restructuring Nigeria, for resource control. That is what we've agreed, because
that is the freedom we are talking about. That's why I said I know you're trying to exonerate yourself because people may misquote you, but the truth of the matter is that the freedom Nigerian people seek is where they will be able. The self-determination starts with restructuring of this country so that people can get control of their resources. They'll have economic freedom, they have political freedom, and all the rest of them. Continue.
Now I want to be understood, and I want people to understand me clearly. That is the discussion, and that is the position, and that is what we want Peter Obi to do, and we want him to win, so that after May 27th, if he wins and decides not to do what we've agreed with him, the agitation will continue. Exactly. That is the point I'm making.
No, for sure. It cannot stop now. When you've not gotten to your destination, will you stop? You cannot stop. The agitation must continue. If they fail to do the right thing, like we say, we are not routing for P2B because he is an angel, a man without sin. No. We are routing for him because after our evaluation, GGM, Good Governance Ministry, we have our assessment criteria. And from what we have, from among the three major contenders, he is the only one that fits far better in our equation of who will align with the aspiration of GGM, which represents and reflects the will and the wish of the people, the ordinary people.
Yes.
And when we talk about freedom, just like he said,
the general public should understand why we are supporting Peter Obi, so that if he goes in and he decides to behave like Nigerian politicians, then the struggle
Continues.
continues. You know,
Yeah.
Chinedu, we supported Chukwuma Soludo,
Yeah.
and there are certain things we expected him to do even from day one. Yes, he did it. And at that time, you were celebrating him. You were singing. You were praising him. Many of our supporters told you, this guy, I know you've not been bribed. Second month, third month, Soludo slowed down. And I knew last 2 weeks, you published a video where you called him to order that look at the decaying, look at the face of Anambra State for record purpose.
This is not the time to speak big grammar. Immediately, Piam, he's on the street.
We just yesterday, day before yesterday, even your street, you know, the Abaka estate to Tere.
Yeah.
The contract has been awarded.
Of course, now.
Some people called me. Are you sure it's not because of what they do? What they do did. Because Chinedu almost embarrassed Professor Soludo that he promoted.
No.
Myself,
We are not embarrassing anybody. We all say it the way it is, and we said it from day one. That if we say anything or try to see, if we see anything that is not going well, we say it the way it is. We are not apologetic. We are not employers of government. We don't work for anybody other than the people. We serve public interest. Public interest. And we can make bold to say that we are not under the payroll of anyone. If we are supporting anyone, it is because of our assessment of the person and the capacity the person has. And so far, Soludo have not actually disappointed. You have not actually disappointed me in that respect. Let me take this call quickly. Then we proceed. Hello? Can you turn down the volume of where you are listening from, please? We are not employers of we don't want it. Sorry, if you call us, please turn down the volume of where you are listening from. We don't want to be having a all back. Okay? It is very important. It is very, very important. Hello? Can you turn down the volume of where you are listening from, either your television or your system? Turn it down, please. Can you turn it down, please? Let me take this off. Sorry, please, if you are calling us, make sure you turn down the volume of where you are listening from, either your television, your laptop, or your phone. Turn it down so that we can interact with you. You can listen to us from the phone where you're calling us with, and not trying to listen through your television or through your watching device. Please, it is very important. Thank you very much. NDBC, I'm going back to NDBC again. We are still on this issue, and I believe you guys understand where I'm coming from. We need to understand the process. The process is very vital. The process is what we're talking about tonight. And I believe and hope our people should be able to understand where we're coming from and where we're heading to. NDBC?
Yes, Chinedu, I'm here.
Yeah, go back. You are saying something before we got the call and I had to take the call. Go ahead.
Remind me.
No, we are still assessing the whole process and the 2023 election, the Biafra agitation, and we're talking about the agitation. Will it be stopped? In fact, that is exactly what you brought in, because you are like saying some people believe that the 2023 election, just like what you said before, that somebody said P2B will stop if P2B is elected, or if the election is allowed to continue, it will stop the Biafra coming 2023, and the rest of the people are just brainwashed into believing that. And
okay, Chinedu, I've gotten your point. See, what I'm trying to say is, because I understand that more than 100,000 people are working through different devices, through Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and I know many others they watch it after we've ended this program. Let me repeat myself. The moment lies, propaganda, damaging propaganda. I know propaganda is included, is act of war. You know, during the war, people use propaganda to pull down their enemy. But damaging propaganda in a peace period, even to that, people will say, is Nigeria peaceful? You know, but that one is discussion for another day. Damaging propaganda, blackmails, lies. What you call, if you have anything you call naked lies. Because so many people are empty. Because of the kind of because of the kind of school system we have here in Nigeria, copy and paste, where people just certificate education without content. So you can just say anything and people will swallow it, believe it. People will dance and sleep with what you told them. People will not probe, people will not go beyond what you've said to even use village sense to assess what you are saying. That is the situation we are faced in Nigeria. So I want to repeat that there are so many people in eastern Nigeria who believe that Biafra will come from America, that Biafra will come from UN, that the UN will approve Biafra. They believe the propaganda being dished out from internet radio stations or Facebook, coming from different pro-Biafran groups, you know. And I want to say that the true position of things is that no international community will want to give you freedom. No UN, I repeat, no UN will want to give you freedom of whatever means, whether economic freedom, religious freedom, cultural freedom, political, economic. No UN will give you that. Gị nwa ga-eji aka gị nweta freedom, ị ga-achọtagodo ana wee zọgbu ute. That is the true position of things. Whoever that is telling you that UN is coming next year is not coming next year, is telling you lies just to make money, just to keep your hope alive, just to sustain, just to tell you what you want to hear. Because ndị be anyị adịghị ekwu eziokwu, ị na-agwa eziokwu, they believe what ị na-asịrị fa asị. You know, they always want you to tell them what their heart desires. So as long as you are telling them that thing they want to hear, they will be helping you. So I want to make that statement very clear that Peter Obi being the president will not stop agitation. What Peter Obi will do from the assessment we've done so far, Peter Obi is standing far ahead of his other presidential candidates from other parties. That is why we are supporting Peter Obi. And we are supporting Peter Obi because of the understanding we have that he will change Nigeria from consumption country to production country. And again, he will change the structure of Nigeria, constitutionally speaking. Because the constitution we have now will always encourage consumption and will always encourage big men to be in government. We have so many big men consuming the resources we don't have. Why the ordinary people beg and cry for ordinary bread, for ordinary food, to eat food? So the understanding we have with Peter Obi is that he will stop all these things. But however, Peter Obi Peter Obi becoming the president, we will not stop the agitation for Biafra. We will not stop the agitation of Oduduwa nation. We will not stop the agitation of Boko Haram, if at all they are agitating for anything.
They are not, those ones are not agitating for anything. You might talk about the Arewa Consultative Forum. You know, there is this Arewa group that actually went to court demanding for
No.
referendum for the people who wants to get referendum.
No, their own. Let me also put it this way, Chinedu. The northern part of Nigeria are prepared now.
No, they already
They
prepared
have
since.
been. Hello, are you with me?
Yeah, I said they already prepared since long time ago.
They are already prepared politically and otherwise.
Yeah.
Now they are benefiting from the fraudulent system you have in Nigeria. Because since after the first military coup, after the killing of Agitation, Gowon took over and it sustained the unitary system we had in Nigeria then.
Yeah.
That unitary system favored the northern part of Nigeria.
I agree with
And
you.
ever since then, they have been holding that system jealously, holding it to share this abundance human and natural resources we have in Nigeria. They decide on who gets what and where or when. They decide on who gets funded, grant, agric loan, Islamic loan, or what have you. Since after the war, these are the people that have been firing shots. And there are not many, there are just cabal. There are wicked political elites in the northern Nigeria. And you understand how the northern Nigeria, how their system works, is command and control.
Yeah.
Emir can control the whole people. They don't ask questions. Anything their leader say is what they. But the world of 21st century, the world of GSM, the world of social media is changing that narrative. It's changing it. That is why the northern Nigeria still believe that they have 12 million votes reserved for Buhari. But they never knew that they have so much disconnected with the ordinary people. So what I'm saying is that a lot of things will happen because the whole system, the world is changing, Africa is changing, Nigeria will also change.
Okay.
In conclusion, we should note that 2015 and 23 will not stop the agitation, just like United Kingdom has not stopped Scotland from asking for their own nation 100%. Even though in Scotland they have viable economy, they have public infrastructure, electricity, stable electricity. They no longer talk about water. They no longer talk about good road. They no longer talk about funding, grant, loan from the bank. Even you black man, if you open company account today, your bank at United Kingdom will call your phone and start asking you, do you need loan? Do you need loan? You know, they understand what is business, but Scottish people are still asking for their independence. So let nobody deceive you and let nobody confuse you that P2B will stop Biafra from coming. If at all our people understand the meaning of Biafra, because so many people don't understand. Like the man that told me today, he said, if Biafra comes, we'll stop suffering. If Biafra comes, there will be bread in everybody's table. But meanwhile, the business the man is doing is exploiting his workers. So the man that was telling me this thing today, the business he was doing is paying them peanut. He's paying them less 15,000 naira a month. This is the man that is saying when Biafra comes from heaven. I don't know how many of our people don't even understand the meaning of Biafra. The other man told him that it is me Ndubisi, that understand the meaning of Biafra. because everything he has seen about me or noticed about me, that I'm representing the true Biafran person,
The true
that I'm
Biafran
showing
spirit.
people love, that I've just told them to support P2B because P2B is the best qualified man. He was there when I supported Soludo, even when Soludo has not given me anything or has not entered into negotiation with me. I converted a lot of people to vote for Soludo. He said Ndubisi is a true Biafran. So you don't need to say that you are this thing. People will say who you are. Biafra represents love. Biafra will represent ideas, superior ideas. Biafra represents
Innovation.
good life. Biafra represents technological advancement. Biafra represents quality education, good life, affordable housing, standard hospitals, good roads, everything. Let's build our land first. Let's make our land Dubai of the system. So that when we do that, we'll have a bargaining power. We have bargaining power. We can show the rest of Nigerians that if we have free Biafra as a country, we can do better. But not the kind of system we have now, that nothing is working in Igbo land. And people are telling me, if Biafra comes, there will be bread everywhere. What nonsense!
Food will start falling
What
from
nonsense!
the skies.
What nonsense! Manna will fall from heaven. People have been brainwashed by those people. So some of
And,
those guys
and
in
honestly, people
diaspora.
who are brainwashing people this way, they don't mean to even do anything positive to get the Biafra we're talking about. Some people have become a career agitator. Some people have seen agitation as a profession. So in order to keep the business going, the agitation must continue.
Yes, now it's true. It's true. One of them called me on phone and told me that it, for our people to continue to ask and desire for Biafra, that things must be difficult for them. That if you begin to build a better society, the quest for Biafra
We
will die
die. You
down.
can imagine.
I then asked him.
Ha!
I then
Backward
asked him.
mentality.
That person is living in Germany. I then asked him. Chinedu, you are laughing.
Why would
I
I
then asked
laugh?
the guy. I then asked the guy, why do you want Biafra? If you don't want the quality of our people's life to improve, you don't want it, why then do you want Biafra?
You are living in another
He
man's
said,
land,
no.
enjoying the same thing. All those things.
So, you can't engage these people with intellectual argument. If you engage them, you notice that many of them are empty.
I
They
agree
are
with
empty.
you.
They don't like people like us. They don't like people like us.
It's unfortunate. But we must continue. Anyway, we must continue. I think we've exhausted our time for today. I think we've done so far so good for today. Trust me, I never wanted to reach up to 1 hour 30 minutes, but we're almost getting there. Nubisi, quickly, when you are saying something about, that is just use it to conclude. When you were saying something about all the good things that we can do to build our homeland, some people will tell you, it is Nigeria that is stopping us from getting those things. That when Biafra comes, those things can now start materializing. Have you had such conversation with anyone before? Because I've had many.
Every day, and I used to have it, but it
So
is
what's
level
your
of
position so that others will
ignorance.
listen? So that it will be others will also be hearing, because I am tired of talking.
It is level of ignorance, knowledge gap. And like Chinedu, I told you that many of our people you taught that have gone to school to acquire education ended up with ordinary paper certificate.
Empty head with paper certificate. Inability
Yes,
to
so
think.
some of them are PhD holders. Some of them are even professors.
Very ironic.
But when you listen to them like this, the level of their reasoning, oh my God! At times I feel like, in fact, I no longer have incentive to read books.
I don't.
I no longer have.
I,
I no
I,
longer
I
have.
think I think it's not because they are not smart. They are very smart, maybe in their various fields of academic endeavors and rest of them. But
It depends on
when it
what.
comes to
It
Biafra,
depends.
when it comes to Biafra, our people allow emotion to be clouded their sense of reasoning. That's what I believe.
It is a lie, Chinedu. Am I not a Biafran? Why didn't I allow that to be
It
cloud
is
my sense of
personal. It is
reasoning?
personal because you are able. It is not everybody that can put their emotion under control. You know that. So that's why we are
Okay.
here. That's why we are bridging the gap. That is why we are standing in
Okay.
the gap.
Okay. Well, let me respond to your question as in what could be done, even as we are still in Nigeria.
Go ahead.
See, Nigerian system is quite frustrated. Do you know today, Chinedu, I went to bank to do banking transaction. You know, my own brother sent $100 to me. I went to the bank to collect it. Do you know the bank told me that they don't have dollar? I don't want to mention the bank now. They say they don't have dollar. That I should go to their other branch located in another place. So I went to that branch. You know, then instead of them calling the branch or instead of them even notifying the head of operation there that they are sending people there, the guy just asked me go to that branch they will have, believing that I will get cash there. On getting there, the young lady told me that she has exhausted the one she had. That what I should do is to find somebody, these Hausa people that are exchanging money. She will debit my account and the Hausa man will pay me Naira. Now, this instance, Chinedu, is just to tell you the level of frustration, what we are passing through in Nigeria. Now, I cannot, in every fairness, tell anybody that Nigeria is sweet, that Nigeria is not frustrating business. I will not do that. But what I would say is that a state governor, a state governor has a lot to do to reduce the suffering of the people within the state. A state governor, okay, I'm using financial market as a case study. A state government can float a microfinance bank. A state government can invest even in commercial bank. I know that Lagos State invested in Sky Bank. A Sky Bank, Lagos State has a lot of equity in the bank before the bank was taken over by CBN or Anchor, and then changed to Polaris Bank. A state government can invest in microfinance bank. A state governor can invest as high as 10 billion naira in microfinance bank. If what I'm saying is not true, let somebody counter it, maybe in message column in this our discourse or discussion. A state government can set a standard, a service standard that my people are suffering in Anambra State. I know that churches have their microfinance bank. Let me not again mention their names. But in Anambra State, Anglican community or Anglican church has their own microfinance banks, not even one. In Catholic church, diocese, they have their own microfinance bank. What is the what do they want to achieve? Do they want to use it to assist their financial need of their church members, or to alleviate the suffering of the masses located in that place? No, they also into capitalism, exploitation. The interest rate is highly exploitative. Now, when you compare the northern part of Nigeria that has Sharia government, they have Sharia bank, they have Islamic bank that is lending at 0% interest rate. Is it Nigerian constitution and Nigerian government that is stopping them from lending 0% interest rate? No, I'm using financial market as example because to me, I believe that after God is money. If you want to solve the problem of the society, you first handle money. You first try to know what is going on in money market. How is people getting their money? How is that money? How is the money? How is sorry, society getting their money? How is this farmers getting their funding? Can farmers get their loan on demand? If they want money, can they get it? How long does it take for an average farmer that needs 300,000 to secure it from microfinance bank? A responsible government thinks about that. That will not be determined by Central Bank of Nigeria, even though Central Bank has their guideline or whatever. But whatever guideline they have can still be managed by a state governor. Whatever interest rate, Chinedu, I don't know, maybe I'm going off record, but I think the point I'm trying to make is that we can still do a lot. We can still do a lot. If not in financial market, we can look at land in every area of land. There's so many investors looking for land, looking for land inside the industry or their farmland. You know,
I think, Andy, on another date, we are going to take on the economic angle to this Biafra agitation so that people can understand what could be done and why it is necessary to have good governance. Because, first of all, you have good people in government that will initiate some of these policies and programs that will economically start uplifting the living standard of our people and also rebuilding our homeland. That is where we start, and that's exactly what you are trying to put on the ground. But we will take a full time to discuss the economic angle on the issue of the agitation for self-determination. But for tonight, I think we've far exhausted our time.
okay, right, Chinedu. Thank you. The reason why I'm saying this is that many people have told me that it's not possible, that Nigeria is stopping us from expanding or doing anything. I only want to prove to them that even though Nigerian constitution is bad, but that has not stopped the governor from loving his people. That is the point I'm making.
Okay, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you very much, Ndubisi. And we are concluding right now, and that is where we are putting an end to today's discussion on matters arising. Ndubisi, thank you so much for being part of the program tonight.
Thank you. Thank you, Chinedu.
Okay.
And
All right, that is where we're wrapping it up. Thank you, those of you who have joined us from the beginning to now. We appreciate you. Those of you who are just joining, this is BVI Channel 1, and we are making this program between Mondays to Fridays to give our people the opportunity to air the opinion with respect to issues that affect us. Matters arising or political review, whatever program it might be, it is loaded with information that is nothing but the truth. And we've had that truth today. Help us share it. Click on the subscription button in case you've not subscribed, and like the program so that it can continue getting to more people and opening the eyes of our people. That is where I'm wrapping up. I'm just a voice, Associated Peters, your host, hoping to have you back again next time, next week, on Matters Arising or Political Review. But before I go, I want to quickly announce to you to tell all the people that Awka, the capital city of Anambra State, will be obedient tomorrow, and I'll be there live. Bye-bye for now, and stay safe.